Hey everyone, this is Karen Waxman, founder of Retail MBA. Today I want to talk about something that came up in one of my coaching sessions that I thought was important to mention to all of you that I decided to create this video. I'm actually going to start creating videos on the state of retail, things that are going on, just to help you out, to protect some of you guys. There's some craziness going on, and it never occurred to me to do these types of videos, but I started sharing with people recently and they were appreciative. So hopefully this helps you. Before we begin, I have started selling to retailers since early 2000s. That's where I started my career back in New York, selling to the world's largest retailers. I eventually started educating people on my formula to success, and have been doing that for 14 years now. It's been a really powerful experience. I've spoken all over the globe on the topic. I seem to have a lot to say, so I just keep doing it and it works. And you can learn more about what I do at retailmba.com. We are a retail consultancy and a rep agency. And we have a trade association called inventions.org. And we do a lot of stuff helping people make money. So that's what we do. So anyways, want to talk about something that came up in one of my coaching sessions, which freaked me out. So a little background, when I started teaching people how to sell to retailers, I started working with inventors. That was the original interaction with people who were creative types who didn't know how to sell stuff. So I wanted to teach them a formula that made them money. And then eventually, years later, Amazon sellers showed up. Some people started teaching a strategy when Amazon came into play. And then with Amazon sellers, a lot of weird stuff started happening with consumer products, a lot of thieving, a lot of stealing, a lot of selling someone else's product as if they were theirs on Amazon. It turned into kind of fiasco, but a lot of people made a lot of money. And I did a lot of stuff with Amazon sellers, and now it's all e-commerce and different things and stuff. So I've gone different rounds with different types of groups of people selling products. What I want to talk about today is how one of my customers was sharing that he created a new invention and he placed it on Amazon within the last period of time, not too long ago. And everybody started copying him like crazy, even though he had a patent. And it got so out of control that I think he said over 1,200 different people were literally selling his product as if it was his or as if it was legal. And he was heartbroken, right? Because you create this product, you spend a fortune on patents, then you go live. Everyone tells you to do Amazon because all the people are there. And he decided to start with Amazon. And his story was he had to get a lot of input from people. What do I do? Do I shut this? I don't want to shut this down. I spent a fortune. I did all these things. It's a great idea. And what happened was eventually he found out through somebody that you need to get temporary restraining orders on the people who are copying you. And then it messes up their bank accounts, all sorts of things. It's a crazy thing, right? So he went to somebody who does this for a living. Can you believe this? There's a world here of people who are doing this for a living, who literally set it up for him to give him 1,200 temporary restraining orders to get them to stop selling his products online. And he's slowly starting to function. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is I was mortified, right? First of all, I deal with retail stuff. There's thievery. Life is what it is. But when you're doing restraining orders and you have to do these crazy things, it makes me tell you this. If you have a new invention and oh, by the way, he's fine. He's now learning retail. I'm excited for him. He's going to make a bunch of money. He's got to go faster. He's got to push harder to get into stores, working through that. But the story was Amazon may not be the best first place for an inventor or product creator. I have no problem with Amazon. I made a lot of money over the years selling to a lot of you Amazon sellers. I appreciate you. A lot of you had huge successes and it's been phenomenal. However, there's a lot going on in Amazon and these online retail outlets that are marketplaces and so forth that can also harm your business as well. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't believe that you should go and sell your product online. What I'm saying is maybe not Amazon when you first start a new magical business. I would recommend, honestly, retail for now because they're corporately structured and you can't fully copy someone. They're too set up in a very particular way that would enable it to be a little less traumatizing. And these are small guys in other countries. It's a complicated thing to remove stuff online. Trust me, I sell information. Do you know what a nightmare it's been over the years? The technology wasn't there to protect my content. It's like you're selling air. Like every time you succeed, somebody else copies you and you have nothing to do. It takes a really long time to fix these things. It's gotten easier over the years, trust me. If I didn't love what I did, I would have run away from this business a long time ago. It is not a sexy business, but it's a passion project of mine that I just seem to do pretty good at. So I stuck it out, even though it was miserable in many ways. So I understand the plight that you can't be afraid, you have to keep going, but maybe make your life a little bit easier. And that's what this video is all about. Just think about it. What if you just went a different route, which is a little bit more corporately structured, learned a few strategies on how to make money? It's obviously available to you today. Trust me, when I first got started in the business, there was no information or content on generating revenue with a consumer product at a major retail chain. No way. And trust me, I waited years for that information before I finally created it myself because it's something I always wanted, which is what our core program, Retail MBA, is all about. This is not a pitch fest. This is, you have opportunities today. You have content today and information today. You have other ways to sell your product today. And it depends on the product. Some products are great on Amazon. And maybe if you're like super newbie, try not being nervous and find out that there's lots of people who've gone into chain stores who only have one product or SKU, who've never sold anywhere before. They have been very generous with you, these chain stores, as of recent. They are looking for new, interesting innovation because they have so much competition. It's not like the way it used to be, where you have to be a big established company to sell to the big retailers. So the bottom line is that you get to seriously have the opportunity to sell in these chain stores today. Whereas when I started, they were never going to let the little guy really get into stores. You needed to have huge manufacturing and all sorts of stuff. Now there's the internet. These buyers are buying so many crazy things for their stores. If you go to Ace Hardware, have you seen they're selling like toenail fungus remover? The reason I know that is I have a client who got seriously his toenail fungus remover into Ace Hardware. It makes me chuckle. Ace Hardware and all these retailers are just looking for a dollar, just looking for a deal. Whatever will sell, they'll put it in their stores these days. You guys are so lucky. So I guess what I'm saying is stop listening to everybody and think logically. Corporations, although they may take your stuff, most of these big companies don't have the bandwidth to be doing what you're doing all the time. That's why they work with manufacturers like you. So they're looking for people to deal with China and deal with all the things, and they'll be willing to do it for a cut because they have to do a lot of other stuff to get their product company known. They have a lot going on. So they're reliant on people like you on purpose. And also, they'll do a lot of recon work to make sure there's not a lot of copycats and all the things. And yes, there's always disasters, but that's with everything, meaning like maybe some retailer knocks you off. Generally, most of the time, if I've been doing this for this long, I would tell you I haven't seen it very often. And mostly it's because they're just trying to get to stay alive after all the competition and everything and all the things. So leverage that. Now, how does that relate to marketplaces where you can literally throw up your product onto their website, like on target.com? They have a kind of they have a marketplace where it's like Amazon, but you put it on their site. I'm not sure yet. These are pretty new. I'm going to believe that right now, maybe it's a little bit of the Wild West and there's a lot of moving parts they're trying to figure out. But generally, they'll still have to structure it. But I would recommend going through the buyers and making sure that they give you a purchase order, because that's where the real money is. They're giving you cash in hand for your product versus throwing it up on a marketplace where they're not giving you any money and for a hope for a sale on their website. So I'm not opposed to marketplaces, just there's not as much money in it. And so why not just get the buyer to put their name on that product, meaning care enough to put it in their stores and on their site, and they have a vested interest in your success because they can only have X number of units in their stores. So I hope that sort of makes sense. If you're starting out and you've already done the Amazon thing and you're a little panicked or you're feeling like there's too much competition all of a sudden, it's probably because of you. So maybe And I'm making jokes, but honestly, it's just the nature of what's going on. There's a lot of people hungry right now. They're looking for ways to make money, and I'm just trying to protect you all. So I would lean toward retail, suffer a little, learn a little. And when I say suffer, I mean it's not the most fun thing in the world to learn a new strategy, a new skill. It seems really overwhelming. But honestly, if I've been selling the same course, some version of it for 14 years, and people are succeeding with it, and I still do it and make a living at it full time, I would tell you, maybe at least for now, you're okay, because I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't helping people. So maybe consider retail. Now, I'm not telling you to shut down any of your other stuff. I'm just saying play with the possibilities that for some of you this really resonates, and others you're going to laugh at me and tell me stupid move. Amazon's amazing. I know my friends who made gazillions of dollars. It depends on the product. Some products, who cares? Throwaway products. Some products, there's no innovation to it. That's okay, but there's a lot of ones that you know who you are, where you're a little nervous about it, and you're probably right. This is Karen Waxman, Retail MBA. Please subscribe, keep in touch, share with your friends, tell people about us. We're here to inspire you to succeed with retail. I'm going to try and keep creating videos like this on different topics that are alarming the heck out of me from doing this all these years, because I've seen a lot of crazy stuff and I think I need to start sharing it so I can watch out for you guys. I currently have been speaking on stages for the entire time of this business, and I am now deciding that eventually I'm going to just do my own events and just try and keep it cleaner, because what I've seen over the years is pretty horrifying. I'll let you guys know when I really go with events, but for now, that's my general direction, because I'm sick and tired of watching you guys get stepped all over. And no, I'm not taking you out. I really feel this way. It's disgusting. You should see some of the stuff that I'll be talking about. It's disgusting. It's horrible what they're doing to consumer product brands. You guys need to eat, you need to feed your families. Nobody gives anybody a break in this category. It's part of the reason why I keep helping you, because I completely understand how difficult it is to start a business and not work for somebody, and you're passionate about something, and everybody's stepping all over you. And maybe I'm just trying to help you stop doing that. Karen Waxman, Retail MBA. Hope this helped.